right, welcome to Talking Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to talk about Voyager Digital. Stock ticker VYGVF. Trading is halted on them at the moment. They filed for bankruptcy, so there is a lot to go through. So I want to go through what that means for their customers. I want to go through what that means for their shareholders. So if you're new here or you haven't subscribed yet, please remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Also, if everybody could please smash the like button, I would appreciate it. It helps out the video a lot, helps get that out to more people. And this one I think has some important information in it. So let's talk about Voyager and let's talk about what happened. So today they filed for bankruptcy. So the first thing that means is, I'm going to go right here, IIROC trading halt Voyager. So this is actually on the Canadian exchange, but they are currently halted on the NASDAQ and the Canadian exchange. So as of the time of this recording, you cannot trade your Voyager stock. That will be undone at some point, I imagine today, because life does go on. This is a Chapter 11, so we'll talk about what all that means. But at the moment, nobody can get any of their money back if you're a customer, and you can't trade the stock if you're a stockholder. So if you look at Voyager, they closed yesterday at 26.86 cents. That left them with a $51 million market cap. So obviously this was down dramatically, somewhere in the neighborhood of 95% or more. We'll take a look at the chart later. So then this news came out this morning. Voyager Digital files for bankruptcy protection as crypto crisis deepens. Digital asset lender has more than 100,000 creditors and billions of dollars in liabilities, U.S. court filing shows. Voyager Digital has filed for U.S. bankruptcy protection, the latest casualty of the sharp downturn in cryptocurrency prices that has triggered a crisis in the digital asset market. There's one more thing I want to go through that we're going to get to as I keep reading this. I also want to talk about one of the most curious loans I've ever seen given. It was a $75 million loan. We're going to go through that. I did a video on that. At the time that this loan was given, it seemed to me that this loan was destined to lead them to bankruptcy or insolvency, and it just didn't make any sense, and it's played out that way, so I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, the Toronto-listed broker and lender filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy late on Tuesday in federal court in New York, suffering losses of more than $650 million on a loan to the Three Arrows Capital, the failed crypto investor. So remember, although Voyager has a large balance sheet, their market cap's only $50 million, so a $650 million loss to Arrow Capital really did put them in a position where they were illiquid. The collapse of Voyager came less than a week after it suspended trading and prevented customers from withdrawing funds. So obviously, the signs have been there, the handwriting's been on the wall, and now here we are, they're in Chapter 11. So Chapter 11 is not the end, and that's what I want to talk about, and I want to talk about what it means for shareholders and for you people that have their money in Voyager. That doesn't mean your money's gone forever. So there is a process by which you could get some or all of your money back. Voyager fell into bankruptcy in spite of a rescue loan last month from Alameda Research, the trading firm controlled by FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried. Voyager had drawn down the maximum $75 million permitted in a single 30-day period, making Alameda its largest unsecured creditor, the bankruptcy filing showed. So this is what absolutely baffles me, and I did a video on this at the time, and I'm not sure why everybody didn't jump all over this. So he gave them what was a $500 million loan, but the problem was they only had access to $75 million of that. So I don't know if he was hoping to create some level of confidence that there was $500 million sitting out there, but when you read the loan, you could see that all they could draw down was $75 million in a 30-day window of time, and they did not have enough liquidity to get through 30 days. In my opinion, I did a video on that, and I felt very strongly that something was seriously wrong, and it looked like they would be illiquid within days. Well, that ended up occurring. They are now the biggest creditor, and it's unsecured. So I'm not sure where they were going with that, and, you know, I know $75 million for Sam Bankman-Fried may not be that much money, but it's $75 million. So I am a bit mystified. Maybe more things will come to light over time as to why that loan was given, how it's structured. Does this put them in some other good position? Because it doesn't seem to, because it does say that they are an unsecured creditor. So very curious curious. I don't have the answers to that, but it's a head scratcher for me. At the end of March, its liabilities amounted to $5.7 billion. The Chapter 11 petition seeks to provide Voyager with protection from legal claims while it pursues a restructuring. So that is a key point. Chapter 11 is a restructuring. So what ultimately typically happens in a Chapter 11 is you go through this period where you have a period of protection, they reorganize, they figure out how to try to pay back their debts to whatever extent is possible. People will get something on the dollar. We don't know the answers to any of that, but we will find that out. That's what the reorganization is all about. So if you're a current shareholder, you still have shares. Trading is halted, although it may be back on by the time you see this video. And what will happen most likely, what typically happens in these situations, is the current shareholders will be offered shares in the reorganized new company. So those shares don't go away typically, although they can. So there are different scenarios, but the likely scenario, the common scenario, current shareholders have the option to get new shares in the reorganized company. Now, this is not financial advice. So if you've got a lot of money invested in this, please go do your own due diligence and figure out where you stand and what your rights are with regard to your money. The company said in the filing that it has more than 100,000 creditors and liabilities of between $1 billion and $10 billion. It owes nearly $1 million to Google, which is small for them, the filing showed. So it sounds like the rest of its largest unsecured creditors being customers. So other than $75 million to Sam Bankman-Fried and $1 million to Google, all the rest of what they owe, it looks like, or the vast majority of the rest of it, are customers. In other words, people who are using their platform who had their money on there that were trading cryptocurrency. Voyager said it had $110 million of cash and owned crypto assets on hand, plus $1.3 billion in crypto assets on its platform. Subject to court approval, it hopes to repay customers. Okay, so this is important. Now, if you're a customer, this is what their initial plan is, and this will evolve over time. Subject to court approval, it hopes to repay customers with a combination of crypto assets, proceeds from the Three Arrow bankruptcy, if there are any. We don't know where that sits. Shares in the company when it reemerges from the insolvency, and Voyager tokens. So you can see they're trying to piece a lot of things together to try to make an attempt to make as people as whole as they can. So if you have your money in, this is their plan to try to get you whole. So you can see it is likely not going to be you getting your money back in full, but it may be you getting some portion of your money back, some additional stock, some Voyager tokens. We're going to have to see how that plays out, right? They just did this last night, so it'll be some time before we know what the answer to these questions are. So unfortunately, if you're a Voyager customer, right now your money is going to sit there for a while. Okay, so I'm just going to take a quick look at the chart. And again, it's not trading at the moment, but it should be trading, I would think, by the end of the day today. So essentially, since the beginning of last April 2021, so that's just a little over a year ago, this stock is now down effectively 99%. So it looks like it traded at an all-time high of just over $30. It's now under 30 cents. So we'll have to see what happens when trading opens back up. I wouldn't expect, this stock's already down 99%. This bankruptcy was pretty much priced in. There may be an initial price shock to this, and we'll have to see where it goes. So I have no idea. This is very different every time a company files for bankruptcy. In this instance, certainly a lot of this was priced in, being down 99%. And for those of you who think it doesn't matter, well, the investors already lost 99% of their money. That's only true of the people that bought at $30. There are a lot of people that bought this a week ago at 30 cents, hoping, that it was going to 3x or 10x or whatever the case may be. So in which case, 100% of their investment, their brand new investment, is now at risk. So this affects different people in different ways. So I'm going to keep my eye on this situation. I've done a series of Voyager videos. I've tried to keep everybody as up to date as possible. Again, none of this is financial advice. I'm just trying to give you guys the information as it comes out. Obviously, please do your own due diligence. If you plan on investing in this company, this is a highly, highly volatile situation. So please be careful investing. And for everybody who has their money on the exchange or invested in the stock, I'm going to keep my eye on this, and I hope everybody gets some or all of their money back. So only time will tell. For the moment, though, it seems like everything's locked up, and we're going to have to wait and see. So thank you so much for watching. And if you made it this far, please remember to subscribe to the channel and smash the like button. So we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.